stun about to be apparent. Luan and Rell are in trouble. Both flashes burn. Culling at point blank range. Upset with a third kill. The strength of SK is getting absolutely yeeted by a cat.
Come to me, come to me. Nice. Oh, she in the flash.
Oh!
I know what that is.
Nice!
Nice! Irrelevant! He's so good!
Okay, he can try, he really could, but Irrelevant's way too strong.
Kill the cat!
Yeah!
Kill the cat!
Ever again, we all hate Yuumi.
Irrelevant top, he's so good! And he's with us!
Yay!
Woo!
Hello.
Hello! I made that a little awkward, I'm sorry. But I gotta say, obviously, a lot came down to you and what you did in this game in terms of getting back in it, because it was looking dire. What happened in that early game?
I mean, to be honest, I don't really know what happened.
You're top laner, right?
I was just like kind of laning 1v1 and kind of hitting the turret, and I see like my team's dying a bit, so I just hit the turret a bit more.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's all I know.
Okay, yeah, that's the life of a
Yeah,
top
I mean,
laner.
that's how it was looking. Your team was like downing gold everywhere, and then I look at the top lane graph, plus 1.5k. I'm like, okay, it's the typical Nar versus K'Sante game. He's about to pop off, and yeah, he really did pop off.
It was winnable. Let's take a look at the team fight where the comeback all began. I guess that was when you were like, all right, I'll come down from my top lane island, and I'll win the game for you, right, Irrelevant?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had 2 items in this team fight, but honestly, I feel like I played it really bad.
Oh?
I think like my whole position and this team fight was not good, that I came from like the side without Mega at first. Like I feel like my team was taking a lot of free damage without me being able to hit. But then I think in the end, enemy Zeri like trolled a bit, maybe more than a bit, and yeah, I clutched it.
You did. I mean, Odo agreed with you. When we requested this replay, he was like, I actually don't think his positioning was that good.
Yeah.
I didn't even bring up his positioning. Now you're just throwing shit at me. I
That's
just said that, you know, for every outplay there's a misplay, and the Zeri being melee range to the Mega Nar was a little bit of an iffy one, you know. But I felt like, you know, mistakes happen. Sometimes you come from the bad angle, but I feel like in that position you did the most that you could, you know. In the end, you still clutched the team fight, and then you still brought the win for your team. So you shouldn't be that hard on yourself.
Yeah, it's also the way to make yourself shine, right? Because then they really need you, you know, when you wait.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good strategy, but I guess, yeah.
I don't think so either. You are our Kia player of the game. Congratulations, Irrelevant. I did hear from Odo that things aren't going too well in solo queue. What's going on?
I mean,
you have to tank it now. It's okay.
I mean, I was playing a lot. I was high LP, and I was motivated to play solo queue. But then I just lost like every game. Like I honestly feel like I have a theory about myself that the more solo queue I play, the worse I play in scrims and competitive. Just because there's like so much like brain rot. So I decided to play a little less now.
So an EU solo queue.
Yeah, EU.
I mean, he's just perfectly describing top lane life, because that's also what I'm going through, and I think a lot of top laners are going through this, because it's just sometimes you're just such a victim, and just seeing him say it out loud, it's a killer.
Brain rot, playing top in US solo queue. That was it, actually. Thank you. That was a great last note. Rather, we're going to head over to Laure, because she is standing by with MDK's coach Melzet in the Marriott Bonvoy pregame lobby.
Thank you, Sjokz and Melzet. Thank you so much for joining me ahead of this game. It's a difficult time for Mad Lions. We're not going to lie here. What has been your view of this as a coach and attempts at solving everything right now?
That we are not able to translate what we do in scrims to stage. And I guess it's related to the pressure or the fear. And we are working on that, but it's a really hard topic to solve.
Yeah, I can imagine, but it's great to hear that things are going well in scrims. At least there's a solid base, and I know that it's really hard to transform this kind of energy, but when I think of what made you guys successful at the beginning of the year, it was your style, your identity that no one else in the league had. Do you think that you can still rely on this, or that you're going to have to break out of the mold and play the standard stuff that the rest of the league is playing? How do you feel about the drafts?
I think you can still split for your strengths, but also there is certain picks that are really meta and you need to be able to play it, but I think it's still doable. It's more like we are not playing with the confidence and the aggression that we usually had in the first split.
And that's what I find crazy, because all these players know each other. They've been used to playing with each other, and I feel like Elyoya has been a great captain. to help these younger players. Is there something missing when you listen to communication from the team in game? Do you feel a change? Do you feel the fact that they're pressured?
Yes, the communication in game, in official, were more chaotic, more panic, and in scrims they usually talk way less and are more calm.
And how can you help these rookies? I know that it's a difficult question, of course, because
in league it's hard
yeah.
because you cannot stop the game and say to your players, "Hey guys, let's chill a bit, calm down the comms." So it's through show them how different they are, how different they play, keep working on what they are scared of, and try to make today happen.
All right, then concrete example. What have you guys been working on this week? I know you can't say too much about the champions, but in game, specific like that.
Okay, we were playing way more about identify when we want to fight because we were having problems in the stage because we are scared, so we don't see clear. So we put more attention on that. Also, we work like talk even less in the game. So let's hope that translates a bit more in the stage and they don't panic. And we were working also in how to approach the mid game and the end stage of the game, so they can finish without taking too much risk, so they can stay more calm.
Well, and about today's game, do you have any expectations or what is going to be the guideline for the guys?
I think BDS is a great team, so I hope that we show today that we can compete with the best.
Myrwn, thank you so much for this insights. It was the very first interview we do together, and best of luck for this weekend, of course. And casters, over to you.
Thank you very much. Lovely to hear the insight, especially when Mad Lions are on their last kind of legs. They need a win over the next 2 days, either today or tomorrow. Tomorrow they're going up against Rogue, so maybe a little bit more hopeful. But here against BDS, they need something of a miracle because BDS have been on fire. And Dagda, I know this team right now, you are saying are a lot better than people are giving them credit for, right? Like BDS are looking red hot with their new style in quotation marks coming in the second half.
I think BDS have been really, really strong at the moment. Honestly, I think they're probably our second best team at the moment, just with how consistent they've been. And their macro has been exceptional, and it's kind of how they've been beating out a lot of teams. So Mad Lions are going to have their work cut out for them here. And if they hope to start to push up towards 2 wins, 3 wins, and really contest for that place in playoffs, it has to start here. And already they're trying to target nuking that mid lane, getting rid of the Varus, getting rid of these AD mid laners to try and set themselves up for success.
So you can't get rid of them all. Corki's still there. Maybe Mad choose to take it away as a first pick, but Vi actually taken away from Elyoya. He's played it once. I'm curious though. There's a Corki. Never mind. Straight away, the snap down. Tristana's taken away as well, Dagda. I'm trying to think of other priorities here. Maybe Sheo with a carry jungle early.
Yeah, and I think that's why we see the Viego ban, because Sheo has been playing those more carry picks, but it has traditionally been something like the Taliyah, then Viego, so you get that AP with the AD mix. But I feel like, well, there's the Taliyah, but I think we'll end up going back towards something a bit more standard in the jungle, as with the bans just being very much posted up towards getting rid of what Team BDS have traditionally gone for. It makes the most sense.
I mean, I love this though, because this is a flex. The Zeri gets locked in for Ice in the bottom lane, his second most played of the split. And again, that Taliyah I said before, Sheo's played it a couple of times, Nuke's played it a couple of times, so we don't know exactly where it's going as Zyra jungle gets locked in, along with that Corki and the Kai'Sa too. 3 big OP picks of the patch.
Yeah, Supa kind of got stalled on a little bit in the Zeri Kai'Sa matchup. Now wants to show it the other way around, but there's going to be the Rell locked in for Labrov. This has been his big pick. This is his 7th game on this Rell now, and it has definitely been the focus point for BDS when it comes to a lot of these team fights, and has opened up Sheo to play these more carries. But the real question is, does Nuke play something like the Leona? Because these are the only real AD mids if they want to try and put that Taliyah into the jungle. Sheo has played it twice already, but so has Nuke. So like, this would be a major pull up our champion difference if we end up seeing that for Nuke.
But for now, we start banning away the top laners. Side note, I mean, you already mentioned it, 7 games of Rell, 1 of Nautilus. That's it for Labrov this split. It's hilarious when we're talking about a lot of champion diversity, not only in the meta, but from our players. And then Labrov's like, nah, man, I'm just going to play Rell again. I mean, when you excel so much on it, why not? There's other supports banned away. Nautilus, Alistar, okay, moves into it. You don't want to pick Leona into it, Dagda. You told me before, Leona not always the best move into the Rell, so kind of like an anti-counter there is just a fate. It's a final top lane ban.
Yeah, I think basically the only thing the Alistair and the Nautilus prevent you from getting the actual crash down.
Yep.
So it does make a little bit of sense just to try and get rid of them so you can still have the impact. But Leona, not a bad answer, and probably something we'll see Alvaro go for on the opposite side. And this is where we probably will see, though, what exactly the game plan is. Lucian mid, you were talking about it last game, saying that we have seen a little bit of Lucian mid. Could be the AD mid laner that they're looking for.
Been a fair bit, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's running into the Corki. Okay. So already we're talking about the lanes of Nuke with Sheo. Now confirming that is a Taliyah jungle. And you were just squaring off before about what Alvaro could play. The Leona was on your mind. I mean, I do like it from Mad Lions Core. It feels like a very meta draft right now. Just love that Zyra jungle. I mean, Elyoya, one of the first to do it. Let's not forget. People are like, oh, LCK's doing it. They did it first. Bro, go back and look at Elyoya.
Yeah, we do also, whenever you see the Zyra, you have to be so careful of that 20-minute Baron. Like,
Yeah,
she just
true.
rips through it. So we'll have to see if BDS are going to be aware of it. Renekton taken.
Whoa.
What does Adam want to go for? Adam has been playing a pretty wide variety of champions. Some are like very little of them kind of been what we'd expect from Adam. Like a lot of Cassante, the Yasuo coming through. But so is this going to be the
Riftmaker, Volley?
Well, it's been a rod of ages one that I've seen with the Jack of all trades runes.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if that's what we're going to see here in this top side.
Man, I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it because Adam he's a connoisseur of fun top lane picks. He's already picked up the Mordekaiser. He was first in the LEC to do it, copying, likes of 369 against the Skana. We've had a Yasuo top into the TF matchup, I presume. Gragas has come through. He's done things basic like Renekton, like Cassante, but seeing the Volibear on R5, it can be quite a pain, especially if you get an early lead as the Volibear. Let's see if that Renekton can cut the shields away. Let's see if BDS can move on up. Now, I have been told that, no matter the results of the first day, tomorrow is the day that BDS can seal the deal for first place if they beat Fnatic. But today is just making sure you get yourself into momentum. Today is about making sure you finish the split strong. If BDS really are a top 3 team, which is where they should be eyeing, thanks to Dagda's analysis, and I could only agree with him, then a win against MDK is a no-brainer. Let's see. Mad Lions Koi, it's a hard one. Right now they're sitting as the worst team in the league. But to prove us otherwise, a win against BDS would take that statement out of my mouth. The Spanish fans out in force. France has already made it. Now it's Mad Lions' turn. Winning is a consequence, not an objective. That's like a... Ooh, wise.
Yeah. I think it was Belfet who said it.
Belveth.
Belfet, the coach.
Oh, yeah, I think you said Belveth. I'm like,
yeah.
Belveth said this.
As she takes over its point.
Joe, it makes a lot more sense if it comes from Belveth. Like, thank you for that, Dagda. I was like, why would Belveth say that? Belveth. Props. It was an interesting interview before as well, the insight coming through. I mean, this roster got to finals in winter. It's been downhill, unfortunately. Been a really rough, I guess, spring, rough summer as well. And he's got PTA. Dagda, do you see
It's the jack of all trades, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
basically the idea is to try and get as many of these different stats, so then you can boost yourself up through the jack of all trades. So we've seen a lot of people go like Rod of Ages into Navori, FLICKR blades, get a bit of armor, get a bit of magic resist, and try and hit your 10 as quickly as possible. So also going for the Ionian Boots of Lucidity to try and get CD or at least ability haste, I should say, into the build. So going to be keeping an eye on Adam, but this has been definitely a Volibear build that we're going to see probably a little bit more of in competitive.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, especially into the top lane, Dagda, like I said, it feels like it's just going to be a snowball effect. Whoever can get ahead first is, bot side might be the same. Is Supa and Alvaro can do some damage, but I feel like, again, they're not the same as what we got in winter, right? Not the same 2v2 that we were kind of praising. Maybe even at the start of spring, if my memory serves me right. There's a lot riding on the line here for Mad as Adam is just getting in the way. Remember, PTA, he jumps on Myrwn, but it is a Q start, and he can't do anything about Elyoya, who is planting up the blue buff for now. So top side versus bot side start where Sheo is on his own blue buff.
Yeah, you're going to see at least the Zyra going to clear very, very quickly. Her clear is just absurd at the moment. We've seen it a couple of times from Elyoya just how quick he can get through. And the MO of MDK has been Alvaro and Elyoya working together. So definitely when Elyoya has damage and Alvaro can set him up on something like the Leona, you have to be very careful about invades coming in onto the bottom side of the map, trying to look for dives, and just trying to make a nuisance essentially for Sheo and Ice across the map. But we'll have to see how they want to try and approach this, because it hasn't always done well for them. Sorry, I should say, their early game for MDK has been okay.
Yep.
But it has really been their mid game where things start to fall apart, where they just try to kind of do too much. They look for team fights where they're not really set up, or enemy has an extra teleport, or don't respect their opponent enough, and it ends up coming back to bite them. So I want to see that patience, I want to see that thought process from MDK as we get into this game.
Yeah, if we're talking about macro, I feel like for BDS, a lot of the time, theirs has started shining through the early to mid game. We talked about that change, for example, you know, how they're playing their game. I think it was against Giant X last week. It was a really great example for me where they walked them around the map and Giant X just didn't know what to do. And it was really good, you know, understanding of the game, to put it plainly, that BDS showed us that went past just the, oh, they're always going to win a team fight, you know. And I think as well that can be a bit of a cop-out when you consider there's more to a team, and especially BDS showing us that much, showed us that, yeah, they're not just going to win a team fighting game, they can lead us up to quite a clean early game as well.
But this is what we're talking about. Wanting to link up. There's the play.
Labrov's crash down though. How hard is that? I mean, Alvaro doesn't take any damage on the return. Ice and Labrov just absorbs the pressure on Elyoya. Can't do a thing.
Yeah, but this is kind of bog standard. This is exactly what you expect from MDK, is trying to play towards that bottom side with Elyoya to unlock Alvaro and let him start to roam around the map. So I think you can kind of see BDS were expecting it, as Labrov was starting to move towards that bush, but maybe not expecting the second attempt.
Yeah, doubling down. Cheeky. Labrov might have to walk away. Nice sidestep. Ice and Labrov both walk away from Elyoya with the grasping roots down. It doesn't matter. Sheo now. The response play is into Myrwn, who's got a stacking wave. Timing couldn't be worse.
Yeah, eventually spotted as well. We'll get the dash away,
Sheo. A rock, thundering smash. The flash comes down with a frenzied maul or two. Myrwn in a lot of trouble. The seismic shove. That was beautiful. And another one to smash down for first blood.
Nicely done, and especially when you got that cold for Adam already, thanks to that little cheater recall that he managed to go for, or at least that early recall that he managed to go for, means that you're in such a good spot as he's trying to go forward into this. So BDS setting up very nicely for this Volibear on the top side.
Uses his flash to do so, but now Myrwn has no flash and no teleport as well. Oh, okay. Cancelled the auto. Unfortunate for Adam here. Sky Splitter damage. I mean, this is the problem with Volibear. You think, oh, I've just come back to lane. I have boots now. It's okay. But the problem about Volibear, Dagda, is the early burst and the Sky Splitter. Remember when he was in the meta? Sky Splitter base damage is absolutely broken.
Yeah, it's very, very strong, and definitely going to give Myrwn a run for his money. When Adam gets the reset now as well, he doesn't even have to TP back to lane because he got the wave crash. Going to just be able to walk back up. And you can already see he's starting to pick up a bunch of different items. He is going to work towards that Rod of Ages, but just trying to get that few stacks of Jack of all trades coming off of just the extra little bit of stats that he picks up along the way.
Or the pile, you know, the picnic basket of stats, Dagda. It's nice, isn't it? I mean, it's that tech, like, I think the only other champion we've seen really explore this is Showmaker on Twisted Fate. I don't know if you've seen his solo queue streams where he's like, oh, it's, you know, it's broken, no?
And for anyone who basically doesn't know, you get one stack for each unique stat that you have picked up. For the first few stats, you get, our stacks, 5 stacks, you get 1 ability haste.
Yep.
And then after that, you start at 10 stacks, you get additional AD, you get ability power, and you can get all the way up to 15 AD or 25 ability power at 10 stacks.
Nice, especially if you can, as you said, pick up the early stats. Sky Splitter not going to connect onto Myrwn in the meantime, though, so good trade for the Renekton. The wave pushing up, though, and alongside that kill, remember that Adam has a lot of a CS advantage, thanks to now picking up that cannon that he missed before. I just noticed there's a strange statue, Dagda, on the top left of your screen up there. Haven't noticed that in solo queue, but we'll come back to that for the second. Is that Volibear?
You play top.
Yeah, I do.
It's been there.
Bro, I look at the wave. I don't look at the statue. I'm assuming that's from MSI or something.
I think it's FLICKR.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, the Ari.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It is too.
Myrwn is going toe-to-toe with Adam in the top side. He gave a decent spot on this dragon, but I don't know how they're not really confident about how they want to approach this.
Rain of Anger's stacked up. Myrwn's got quite a bar of it. Adam is getting zoned off the wave, and it's slow pushing against him. I mean, it's not great at all. Elyoya gets the smite down. Maybe they want to push up as Labrov now gets the engage. The setup there, the seismic shove as well adds on top. A good little shattering strike, but Labrov knows there's no more to the play, and Sheo does too. They disengage, but they've just given over the potential of grubs, or maybe a double round for MDK.
I'm not too worried if you give up the early grubs. It's more the second ones that you really want to try and scrap for, but
I hate that champion.
Yeah.
I hate Volibear.
I mean, he may get dove here, to be perfectly honest. He does have to be a little bit careful. You see, though, Labrov and Sheo starting to move back in towards that Void Grove area. Oh, he took it away.
Wow, Sheo, it's just a full wraparound, isn't it? Labrov going to help out. Shattering Strike onto the grub now. Wait for it, but the smite. And Elyoya's position gives him the advantage. BDS still have vision in the back of the pit. And Daggies, I'm looking to see if Alvaro goes in. He does. Zenith play with the crash down. A little bit of a counter. He absorbs damage for now. BDS are out of there, but 2 grubs for MDK. It's a small win. It's a decent win. Grubs are OP.
Yeah, still though, it's not the end of the world. The fact that BDS got 1 means that if they get 2 and next you go 3 for 3. It's not too bad, right? So I think you're in a relatively okay spot as Alvaro, not in a good spot.
Seismic shove is there. He just used his aftershock, so he's not as tanky anymore. Labrov gets out of the Strangle Thorns. The poke comes through, and it's meaningful from Fresskowy. Supa's trying to walk on up. If they can tag him, maybe he can find his mark onto Nuke. That gives him an angle. He jumps on in. Labrov stops him, though. Cleanse on out, and Supa runs in hot fire with his first kill of the game.
The mid laner is trying to tank everything for their teammates.
Flashed on in. Elyoya is here. This might be another kill as he flashes away. The seismic shove shows he's gone too far. Nuke with the punish. He could feel it, but unfortunately, it was not to be.
MDK just kept wanting to make the play happen, and they ended up getting punished for it. It was actually a great roam coming through from Supa off the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Sets up for the kill, and you're happy out, but they try to get that little bit too much more, and now BDS pick one back.
You know, Dagda, after watching that play, I mean, MDK, I think, well, they wouldn't be too far behind in gold, but a 1k gold lead. And even though there was some success with Supa, he's got a 300 gold lead individually, but look at the map. 1 given over to Lucian, 500 there. Nuke's in a good spot yet again, as we've said a lot this split. Jungle's okay, and top is winning out. I mean, Adam's trades have been great. There we go, Thundering Smash with Sky Splitter under turret. Like I said, easy as that, and Adam in a health bar advantage.
They need to draw Elyoya up to this top side, just in case. I think, though, they know that Sheo, I think he was spotted on that ward in Dragon Pit, so maybe they're happy enough to know that Sheo isn't coming top, but you never know. I mean, he can turn off the turret, right? You do be very careful. It is a Renekton with his own ult, though. You just see Elyoya shadowing here, just to make sure that there's going to be no funny business. Sheo starting to make his way up towards the top side. So it may not be this wave, but if you can stack this wave as Adam, you can definitely look for the dive.
Remember last time we saw Volibear, that's when he could turn the turret off for like 3 and a bit minutes at level 1. You know, that's obviously been nerfed, and that's why Volibear fell out of the meta a bit. 2, 3, 4 seconds as he gets 6, 11, and 16 respectively. Rob, no engage in the bottom side. Just information for you is BDS in this early game still sitting comfortably, but I'm looking at the Dragon that has yet to be touched at 10 minutes. Find out who prioritizes that as Grubs are not up for a minute 30.
This is the funny thing. I think everyone kind of looks at BDS and goes, oh yeah, well they're the Dragon teamfight team, right?
Yeah.
When you actually look at them this split, they're one of the lowest Dragon percentages in the league. They are not a team that relies on this style anymore. They've been much more focused on Rift Heralds and Void Grubs and trying to play the game out through Mako. I mean, even look now, they look like they were eyeing up a dive in the top side, but seeing how many members of MDK are on the bot side, and just the TP coming back from Myrwn so he's full health, they're going to try and pull away off that.
I mean, it could still happen any time. We do see X-Tech Revolver's been picked up first. Nice and early for Sheo as well. Even CS, but it's that small lead that enables him to get the item first. As Elyoya starts the Dragon bottom meanwhile. Nuke is walking down, but he'll be on a ward as Fresskowy matches.
Nuke spotted on a ward. He doesn't realize that he is. Alvaro going to see if he can sneak up on him.
Trying. Zenith Blade takes him into no man's land. Solar Flash shoved back, but it doesn't matter. Elyoya joins him with the Thorns out. Labrov is next. MDK, the commitment there was exemplary.
Elyoya flashed to get into range, to get that ultimate needed to make that play happen.
Well done.
Nicely done by Alvaro, just sneaking up on Nuke and able to follow well.
The passion, someone screamed like they were in trouble in the crowd.
Well, I mean, MDK are in trouble.
They are in trouble. They can feel it. I mean, it's great to see the all-in. As I said, the commitment was huge. It leads to Dragon. Dagda in 15 seconds, we get that reset and we find out if MDK want any part of the Grubs, because right now, BDS are there first, and after that Dragon, they didn't use too much in their arsenal, so that's the only thing I'm worried about if MDK look to contest this.
Labrov did use the ultimate though, which is kind of a lot of the wind out of his sails if he tries to set up. So you can see him trying to move into positions where he can play a little bit more of a threat and sneak in behind, so he doesn't have to be as reliant on the ultimate. I have to actually use that, there he goes, yeah, I was going to say Hex Flash defensively to move on out of there, but BDS, they're getting what they needed, which is these Void Grubs.
As you said, it won't just even things up, it'll actually move it to 4 here. Labrov helps out, and Sheo's going to get 4 grubs for BDS, so what turned as an early game advantage for MDK now shifts gears. 4 grubs, gets the mites now as well, if you haven't been reading patch notes, and that's a perfect start for BDS. Still 1k in the lead just about.
So this is kind of where I think we're going to see it slow down a little bit. As there's no real objectives on the map, and BDS are definitely a team that has started to go and look for more, hey, we'll take a pick and look for a tower more so than trying to look for these big old team fights or skirmishes.
Does that mean you have any skin ideas you want to share with the class?
None at the moment. I haven't really been... No.
Not Thresh?
Not on the...
Candy cane Thresh would be cool. You know, for Christmas time. He needs a Christmas skin. That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Especially for your champion, as Supa's going to get solid turret plating. This could turn into a dive. Elyoya and Alvaro are setting up. Labrov's here defensively. Fresskowy's moving down.
Yeah, I think MDK, though, once they spot how many members of BDS are here, will just back away. Did at least secure Supa a little bit of damage on towards the turret, but you really can't commit to this, especially with Nuke here as well. Alvaro.
Oh, there it is. Two-man Magnus on Labrov. Lands everything. How perfect stat. Nuke flings them back, and BDS say, how about that one?
MDK stuck around way too long. They were spotted every step of the way, and BDS were happy to bring Nuke down. Yeah, he'll lose a little bit of that turret plates and some of that CS, but shutting down the bot lane for MDK is huge.
Shifts gears a bit, doesn't it? And look, that Taliyah is starting to mean business. As you said, mistake from MDK. BDS are back to 2K gold lead, just like that. And even though they reset there and lose a bit of the turret plate, and the gold is swinging in their favor again.
But they're starting to set up now for the Rift Tower. You can already see, so Supa going to be late to the party. Stayed on that bottom side to try and push in, but Adam now rotating down means that BDS will get first push on top side and start to set up a ton of vision in towards Rift Tower. Alvaro trying to cheese that tempo a little bit and get some vision control down, which will help out a bit, but this should be BDS again steadying up for a big fight at this Rift Tower.
A lot of ages for Volibear, by the way, so we'll just keep note of that stacking coming through. Double dagger in hand as well. I'm looking forward to this build, but as you said, you know, look at Myrwn. He doesn't have teleport, so he sits up top, waits for the trade of Herald, while this Volibear sits along with Fresskowy. Both have teleport available.
Yeah, Fresskowy's the only one that can actually come up here with the teleport, so they're going to send him bot side. BDS haven't been able to get as much control as they'd like. You can see Ice now starting to push up, but Labrov trying to help out his mid laner instead, trying to get control there, as that's where MDK had sent their duo lane. But it does mean they're in a little bit of a tricky spot now when it comes to actually moving into position for this Rift Herald. And Ice has to be careful because of even the jump forward from Myrwn with the potential from Elyoya to play on top could be there, but Rob's now on bot side.
Here comes the rolling thunder. The Volibear Stormbringer would do it. He doesn't need it. The claws are out, and with the Sky Splitter down, Nuke takes the kill, and BDS open up bot. The response for now hasn't been shown. As you can see, MDK are just going to pick up the Herald, but what are they doing with it?
I mean, they should just immediately move this mid, but oh,
Ice goes over the wall, disrespect. He brings a crash down in, he flashes out, and he's out. Sheo's wall is a nuisance for Alvaro as well, and here's Adam to take the kill, or at least try to. Sheo, brilliant ultimate. Well, look at bot in the meantime.
I mean, turrets over kills should have been what MDK were looking for. They could have cracked open mid tower and really made the game difficult then for BDS, but instead, they end up trying to go for the kill on top of it. And this is what I was talking about. It's got over chase, the over greed that always comes back to bite MDK, and we just got to see it.
Myrwn not able to get the top turret, excuse me, as Adam is here to respond. This Volibear, who, as he TPs in, is all over the map, who is still up in CS over Myrwn. And this is a pick on R5 that, I don't know, came out of left field a bit. I shouldn't say that with Adam. He'll pick anything, won't he? If it was a Garen angle, he'd play Garen.
True. But that's why we love him, right? That's why he's always so much fun. But BDS opening up on mid. Dragon is the main thing that we want to start looking at. But with Elyoya having that Rift Herald, you got to be very careful as BDS how you play this.
Crash down Hell. Never mind. I got excited for nothing because no one's able to follow up. Alvaro's engagements haven't been too bad. As under turret, remember, it won't matter. Adam gets shielded up. There's Dominus, and he's still got the Stormbringer up and available. Might have to use it to build some space, or the flash, it depends. Gets stunned up, but Myrwn just doesn't have the damage yet.
It does open up MDK to start Dragon, though, because Myrwn has teleport. He can, if Adam resets, you get top tower, and you can still have Myrwn TP in. So big win for MDK off the back of that.
2 dragons as well. I mean, they're starting to stack it up as Alvaro thinks about an engage off the back end. Unfortunately, it's a Chemtech dragon. Just when you think you got some luck on your side. Rough for MDK, but nevertheless, maybe we get an early Elder for a comp that has Zyra, Corki, Kai'Sa. A lot of burst, a lot of dive Dagda. As Herald now finally going to be spawned, they want mid.
Trying to cut BDS off from entering here. Labrov playing forward, but they don't really have Nuke there, who is the main source of damage for them at this moment. So Eragon going to be able to take the mid lane. Will actually get another charge off as well, which MDK going to be happy with him. Even looking topside, Renekton getting some damage on the turret as well. So MDK, yes, they're down about 3k, or 2.5k, but MDK are not letting them go lightly.
Definitely not, but here with the Weaver's Wall, we're about to find a new answer to that question, aren't we? Alvaro's caught out, and against the Wall, he has nowhere to go except in Solar Flare, and with the Zyra ulti as well, the Stronger Thorns would be great if there were more plants. Sheo is going to be the trade for now, though, but the re-engage comes through, and Fresskowy just caught down. Stronger Thorns, the second version, they're not fighting through, but Supa goes in nice and deep, and Ice has to get over the wall. Meanwhile, 1v1 in the top laners, Stormbringer, Sky Splitter, all between the Croc. What deal with him? Heals on up, Adam's alive, Myrwn's alive, the flash, the Q, nobody dies.
The Renekton is still king of the top lane in this one as Adam is sent packing. In the mid lane, everyone on BDS is sent packing, and Madline's Koi, I was going to say could have stuck around to get another terror, but maybe a little bit nervous about a teleport coming back in, but Alvaro does get picked here. It's a good wall from Sheo to keep him in position, but again, it's Elyoya coming over the wall. Flashbacks to Wolf in a similar position back in the day, but Elyoya finding the moment to step forward with Supa. He goes forward here with the ultimate, thinking he can get Ice, but Ice able to straddle himself over the wall. And then MDK just push away, but this was so close. Look how low Adam goes. That had to be like single digits, if not like sub 50 HP.
Oh my god, frenzied maul healing Dagda. I mean, it's like Q dominance as well. Or rather, should I say, Cole the Meek. Sheo might have him though. Myrwn in a bit of trouble. He can't slice and dice over that one, and now he's got backup. It makes it unfair. Tries to buy time. Slice and dice is good, but Sheo ends up burning him down. In the meanwhile, they're trying to find a play in the mid lane. That's MDK, but Ice dodges away from the Zenith Blade, or rather, Alvaro can't hit it. Inner turret almost drops down, but we look at top. That's BDS getting a beneficial trade once again, even though we just blinked, and MDK with the ones, finding an advantage mid.
MDK do need to be careful. Sheo had started to shift across down towards the mid lane to maybe look for the ultimate play to try and cut people off, but BDS, they'll be able to hold for the moment. You can see Alvaro checking to see where Sheo's gone to, because he doesn't want to make sure that they end up pushing, so it will be BDS defending their inner turns.
I don't know why. I just get from Volibear, just historically I get Whippo vibes. I know that doesn't remind me of Whippo, but all I think is the Volibear, you know, saying he's inting, no? That's just what I think. I think of wide forest. And that walk that accompanies with it as well. He's 1.7k gold up, by the way. Navori Quick Blades, he's got a Glacial Shield, and he's also got Rod of Ages, so jack of all trades.
Yeah, so go in the Frozen Heart build instead, because he opted in towards the early, not Ninja Tabi, plated steel caps. It means that then he needs the ability haste coming from the Glacial Shroud rather than from the boots. But I think it is a good call when you're up against a Renekton. You get so much value from the...
And I know with Jack of all trades as well, it counts a percentage and a flat stat differently, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure.
They're just unique stats.
It's just unique? So like armor, magic resist,
yes,
the flat stat. Okay, interesting.
Oh.
The second Labrov, brilliant engage. I mean, 7 games on the row, you expect it by now, don't you? Elyoya's got to get out of there. He's spaced out, but his ulti will not be going golden. Sheo almost knocked up, but still dead. The slice and dice re-engages. Myrwn thinks about the angle. Now, with a bit of grasping roots sent out and about the range there, the slow 2. MDK in front of Baron. They don't have the Zyra ulti, but they do have numbers for the time being.
They keep jumping onto Alvaro, and Alvaro's like, well, great. I mean, I've got Aftershock, I've got my W, I'm going to be so tanky. And he just immediately turns onto Sheo every single time, and Sheo's been burnt twice now by trying to make these plays. Boy. At least it is just a kill for BDS fans, but for Madline's Koi, it is giving them those little bits of life in this game.
It really is. I mean, gold keeps bouncing back and forth. Remember, they got the dragon stacking as well. Dagda points and says, look at the third one coming up in 15 seconds, and I can only agree, as Elyoya looks to pick up blue for the entire team. Now we got a question, is Soul Point going to be given over? And we have a 2-item Zyra who's about to have their ult up, maybe in the next 20 seconds.
BDS have shoved in topside, so someone will need to respond. Looks like it's Fresskowy. He's going to go and collect that wave.
Ooh, Adam's angle, Dagda. What do you think?
I mean, he's going to be spotted, so I don't know if he can here.
Make a blast cone, though. Never mind. Bear backs off.
This is kind of BDS using their tempo that top wave at bot, though. You can see Renekton is shoved in bot side, so now he's going to be in position to try and flank, so BDS need to start moving back into their own side of the map, which is going to help out MDK, because trying to play in these choke points is great for people like Elyoya and Alvaro.
I'm looking at flash timings because I feel like in this next fight it's going to be crucial. Elyoya, Myrwn close. Adam close. It's close everywhere. Nuke is the same. That core summoner that we always talk about. Maybe going to be seen, but third dragon already started off and BDS are way too late. It's just gone. MDK moved to soft point.
BDS going to try and use that time to get damage on mid, but they can't. Alvaro misses.
Solar Flare is early. It's a Rell with Crush down. Ice is out of there too. At least you get the dragon, but now that core target, that ultimate is down.
Yeah, BDS going to be chased the whole way back. MDK going to start up Baron because look at where Adam is. Feels like they want to get that teleport out from him. BDS has been sent packing, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they haven't just tried to bait out that teleport from Adam because he's going to get some alone time with this turret in the bottom side with 4 grubs as well.
Mad is so close. I mean, when you're 1-6, when you know that you just need a single win, because again, there's the potential for a lot of tiebreakers, there's potential for a lot of situations, I should say. There's only going to be one tiebreaker, but there's a lot of situations that can happen. Wins give Mad the best chance. If they can win today, and then they verse Giant X tomorrow, Mad might make it. They have the slimmest chance out of everyone, but they might make it. And if they can perform like this against BDS, if they can find some miracle fight, maybe in front of Soul Point, maybe in front of the Baron, then just maybe Mad could turn this into a potential summer playoffs run. But as I say that, Myrwn in a bit of trouble thanks to Nuke. He jumps back in, he heals up, slice and dice there. He's got the flash available if he wants a Ruthless Predator with the culling out and the crash down as well. He gets away from Labrov. The Magnet Storm is pulling him in, but Nuke's already taken out his cohort. The healing's there, but it's not enough. Adam slaps him in the head and BDS turn it into a winning play.
Still though, MDK are here. 3 versus 4 for the moment and a lot invested onto that top side. Nuke doesn't quite have the teleport, so BDS need to be careful starting this. Elyoya and Supa poke is going to hurt.
Supa's poke is really hurting. And to your point, they might be able to stall out. Nuke is on the way, as you said, but Ice keeps getting hit. Solar Flare's there. The draw from Baron on their side. The Stranglethorn, the Super ult. It runs them in front of the Baron that's helping out. Now Supa's in trouble as well, but Alvaro is isolated. It was all too much as Nuke got there in the nick of time. Sheo hovers, and all the same, BDS get to play their game.
Nuke just got back in time to help out there. The fact that you had so much setup for MDK where the Baron yoinked them in, nearly turned that completely around. But you see, Labrov comes in from behind, tries to get a position, which means it's just a 3v3 in the pit. But Adam focuses down Elyoya, and with the jungler gone and Labrov and Nuke just arriving in time, means they're able to finish that one out, but looks a little dicey for a moment there for BDS.
And remember as well, when you're behind Baron, you have debuff for your MR. And Volibear has Rod of Ages, right? So his auto attacks, once stacked up, do magic damage. It's the little things, but I think it counted in the end as BDS pick up the Baron. They're now got a 5k gold lead. Soul's coming up in 2 minutes. Can MDK withstand the pressure? As onto Labrov, they're going to break the shield, but not find a pick.
Celestial opposition going to pop as well, which does make him a little bit less tanky, but should be able to get that one back up and available
He's
before
got
anything happens.
Warhawks, by the way, so who cares about the poke anyway?
Exactly, and that's why Nuke is happy to just sit in this bot side and shove that one in, draw members down as Labrov gets to regain his health and wait for the members of BDS to come back out of the map, although they're a little slow on this one. It's a minute 46 left on the Red Bull Baron power play, and with a Dragon kind of spawn at the same time, they'd love to get the mid lane turret down, get a reset in, come back out onto the map, and then be able to contest Soul for MDK.
It does feel like for MDK, they start losing out on much more. Maybe not even the Soul, but another fight. The game is going to get harder and harder and harder to the point where BDS will not let go of it. Someone is upset because they popped something in the crowd. Maybe it's an MDK fan thinking about how this weekend's going to go for them and the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, if MDK could get this win here, game tomorrow against Rogue, their destiny's in their own hands.
Yeah, it is.
But with a 5k gold lead for BDS, mid lane tower about to fall, that was kind of their stronghold that they wanted to keep so they can contest this dragon. But now 50 seconds, BDS, I imagine, you can see Labrov going for the reset. They want to come back into the map, use the last dregs of this Baron buff to keep MDK back at their tier 2s so they can successfully take this dragon without contention.
At least they're able to take their own jungle for now. Pings are going down, so MDK gets some more base gold. Thanks to that top turret, it might just be the trade for this dragon, but BDS have other things in mind with the Baron pushing and opening mid. In fact, it times out just after that dragon spawns, so They get the wave in, they get some damage down, and BDS will have the inside track while Fresskowy gets the trade.
So Mad Lions Koi thought that BDS were going to reset, then use what we were saying was the last little bit of that Baron buff to push them in.
Yep.
But BDS didn't reset. Instead, they've stayed out on the map, so they trade the mid lane tower for the push on top side. Now Adam going to get another tower on this bottom side. So BDS, they're going to be in a less strong position for Dragon, but Sheo has already started it up. As MDK, they want to try and take a tier 2 instead.
They're fully committing to it. Maybe the next wave, they just commit to the push. The inner turret gold Dagda is still massive. It would claw back a lot of that dissoltion as Labrov actually gets caught on out. He's strangled down, he's solar flared up, but only slowed, no stun. The culling sends away Elyoya. Inner turret is now going to be denied as well. It was an attempt at a play, but they lose the Dragon. They lose the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think MDK, just the 50-50 was the wrong choice. Actually, Ice.
Hang on, we're going to get the ulti here from Ice. He gets over the wall, but Myrwn, nice try. The stun down could have led to the kill, could have led to an opening.
Yeah, but I was going to say, MDK, they could have gone for top tier 2 or they could have gone for Dragon. And then BDS had actually spread themselves too thin on the map to defend both. They kind of all-in on holding on to that top tier 2, suspecting that's where MDK had gone. But if MDK had turned over to find Sheo, that could have been sold. So just unfortunate for MDK. They just on the coin flip, chose wrong.
Off to the next target. Labrov is just hanging around in jungle. Adam taking away what he can. Right in front of their faces. Mid-wave's pushing in. Bolt's doing the same. Strange thought, Dagda. I know there's an Outback Renekton skin. I don't know if it says that's not a
You're
knife.
obsessed with skins
Today is just the thing. But I haven't played Outback Renekton for a while, but surely it has to say that's not a knife. It's got to.
I mean, as the resident Australian expert, I need you to go and do the research. I can't tell you. I don't even know if I've ever owned that skin.
No, I don't. It wasn't
You're also the
great.
Renekton player now, alongside Eragon.
I am the Renekton, yeah. Not Eragon, me.
I mean, he's showing you the ways, right?
He is. Well, I played it a lot before, but I think I played it like a bronze. So the difference is now I'm climbing.
I do like that we can just like insert League lore, which is like Eragon Shen teaching you the ways, and then you become Zed and you just go off into the dark technologies to connect him.
And I've become better than him because Zed is trash and Zed is actually playable.
You should have said the same person twice.
Oh, did I? Shen is trash, Zed is playable. That's the one. Well, at least I think anyway. What is Elyoya going to do about this play in the bot side? Adam is here to respond. He's walking into territory. He does not own the Stormbringer to catch him out. The ulti down, but Nuke flashes over it. The culling is going to find its range. Supa, though, trying to get the counterplay runs on him, but into melee. That's not where you want to be. Myrwn now has a chance to bring it all back, but Adam's on his tail. A golden timing. Myrwn heals up, but the trade on the Sheo ain't going to find its way. The Zhonya's comes in clutch, and Elyoya started this getting caught out, but now BDS are going to finish it. The chance of finding a win here today is falling, and I think it's gone.
That is heartbreaking for Mad Lions Koi. They were trying to find the play on towards the bottom side, see if they could get something to work, but now it's BDS going to start to shove in towards inhibitor turrets and just keeping MDK in check. Baron in 5 seconds as well. Looks like it'd be the main one.
Really felt like that was the last play. Sheo, that is the wrong way, my friend, but maybe it doesn't matter. This Baron going to go down quick thanks to Ice on almost 4 items. Adam's going to get inhibitor turret at the same time as well. Sky Splitter gives him a bit of vision that Elyoya is on the way. Turret goes down, and Baron sure to go with it as well. It does feel like these small outplays, these small margins, BDS are handling it so well. As much as MDK throw at the wall, small mistakes in front of them, and that's what shows you BDS are a top team.
And now for Mad Lions Koi, it's going to be a difficult one. If they end up losing here, I mean, Rogue is 2-6, Vitality's 2-6. They'll go to 1-7. They do face off against Rogue, but
yeah.
I mean, a single win tomorrow for Vitality would just put them ahead of themselves. So they're kind of hoping against hope that they can find some way to force a tiebreaker.
I mean, they are, they're glad teams like Vitality didn't find a win earlier on, right?
Yeah, the Heretics win.
The Heretics win changed a lot.
Yeah, helping out a lot for Heretics.
if Fnatic won that, our bottom of the barrel, maybe, for Mad, it might be less slim pickings, right? But the problem is Heretics finding that upset against Fnatic not only gave Heretics a really good chance to qualify for playoffs, but put the other bottom teams in more dire straits. We talk about it because it is our last weekend before we go into our summer playoffs, before we then start thinking about season finals as well. BDS are already there. They're just thinking about how they can get #1.
And that's what I was going to say. If the win here puts them 7-1 tied with SK, but they do own the head-to-head against SK. Or sorry, they don't SK owns head-to-head. So they
Pause on that though, Labrov
yeah.
just saying, hey, let's just finish this off. Nice engage. I mean, he's been great on the Magnet Storms. I guess when you play a champion 7 times,
you get all right with it, yeah.
you're not bad. Man, Adam as well, as he just runs up to the turret, is happy to take if he needs to for the time being, but the turret melts like butter. The inhibitor shorter follows, the knife cleanly falls through. Adam going to TP in Dagda, and I think this is the last regard for MDK here tonight.
The TP, as you say, is coming through. Fresskowy needs to try and clear out these waves, but he just doesn't have enough in the tank.
Turn off
And
the
BDS, Adam, yeah, he can launch himself in at any time. Fresskowy taking low.
There's not the engagement instead as Ice flashes away. Supa tries to get his last regard, but no wonder. BDS are at the top. This team is cleaning through. Mad stood some chances, but BDS, this is just a massacre by the end, isn't it?
Oh, God,
Waiting for the
Elyoya.
respawn. Adam is going to walk on in with a Sky Splitter charge in. Takes a turret shot, and rather the Fountain Laser cleans up one, but BDS sitting on top and have a great chance to be our best team of the split.
They're 7-1 tied with SK Gaming. It's so unfortunate they end up losing that game to SK, or they could have been looking for that top spot. But with Fnatic now to play tomorrow, and SK still having themselves to play, I think it's against, yeah, it's against Vitality.
Yep.
I mean, it's still not easy for BDS, but we'll have to see if SK can try and keep Vitality locked down.
Either way, I mean, it is a deserved win. I love the Volibear coming out of Adam. The early lane got a little bit too hard as you can vote for your key player of the game for our last game at LEC on X. Adam, Sheo, or Nuke?
It's always so hard to pick when it's a BDS game.
Yeah.
It's a team effort. Like TPing in onto top side to find these crucial picks just as MDK are starting to pick up steam, being in position to try and turn around some of these team fights, and constantly trying to find these 1 or 2 small skirmishes that can bring them a lead. It's just smart map play now from BDS.
It really is, and small picks and like Elyoya getting caught out there by the end. Hello. Was, I think, the straw that broke the camel's back. Just walking down bot, Adam's there in the right timing as he's trying to lens out, and the pounce was there. Other thing was, like Sheo with Zhonya's. Seemed like a backbreaker as well, not only around Baron, but in that last play, like Zhonya's versus Zyra is annoying. If her ult's down, if the plants expire, Zhonya's times out a lot of it, yeah.
And that's kind of where they played, and I think it was a decent moments from MDK, but they just couldn't find enough to really start to get that snowball rolling.
And I feel like the biggest thing about MDK we've noticed is like, from winter all the way until now, there's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of change in the meta, I think, as well. There's been interviews on it. It's like, how did you guys actually find momentum? How did you make it to winter finals, right? I think there was a lot of points about like, not just luck, but how the meta was, how the team was gelling, who they matched up against.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely a team that likes to be able to invade off of bot side pressure, play for Elyoya, try and get him rolling. And we got to see it in the early stages, but it's just a case of when it gets to the mid game, these little mistakes that come back to bite them, overextending for a kill versus taking a tower, being out of position for a dragon, it makes it so tough.
Yeah, it really does. MDK another chance tomorrow, but BDS still looking strong as Laure is now standing by with Nuke in the Marriott Bonvoy post-game check-in. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, guys, and Nuke. That was a really interesting game, honestly. Looking at the standings right now, it did not look like the top of the standings faces off against the bottom of the standings. Explain the game, please.
I mean, we got some oopsies in the early game. I think about the Drake fight where they had a good engage on me. I was like a bit surprised, but like this team, even though they're like bottom team, they're still like playing the game, right? It's not like it's top and bottom, so it's normal, I would say.
I know that you don't disrespect opponents, obviously, but you tell me about oopsies in the early game. This is the kind of oopsies that you cannot afford making against a better team, I would say.
Yeah.
So why the lack of discipline, if I may say?
Maybe it's like a Scrim culture problem.
Okay.
I would say in Scrim, everyone is like way more less focused, way more like less disciplined than on stage. And obviously, when you get habits from Scrim, you will translate it to stage. Yeah. So I think this is probably the main problem.
All right. Any words on the Lucian mid? Because that's not one of the AD mids I had on my bingo card so far.
I mean, I like Lucian. Last split, I played it so many times in Scrim, but we couldn't play it on stage because it was not like AD meta mid. And now I got 2, so I'm pretty happy, and yeah.
I know that there's a huge debate right now on which AD mids are the best, and I know that the general consensus is the fact that people don't like Varus that much. Do you have any impressions on this and take on this?
I mean, Varus, like, it's not like Lucian, Corki, Tristan, and you like side gameplay is like a bit different. You have to play really well around like with the team. So this champion is way more harder to execute with the team compared to the other one where you can just do your things alone, right?
All right, and focusing a bit on BDS, you guys are going to face off against Fnatic tomorrow. I know that there's a lot of history, especially because they yoinked your MSI spot last time.
Yeah.
Any anticipation for this matchup, Nuke? And yeah, ways to not get triggered by bad memories against them?
They lost to Heretics, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
I appreciate the laugh in the audience, thank you.
tomorrow will be the same against us. It's just like the normal way to go, so yeah.
All right, I want to ask you something that's outside of the game, because you play amazingly. I know you sing really well. People don't know this, but I hope they can discover this soon. And you dance great as well. You guys did amazing content on social media. So talk me through the whole process here. Is the whole point to just trigger your opponents, showing them that you're just going to flex on them in-game afterwards?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Like, obviously, I like to do the clown. I like to... Oh, this is... Okay.
Yeah, of course, we have it.
It was after a scrim that we stomped. They asked us to like do content. I was kind of CBA, but when he showed me the video, I wanted to dance, actually. And I don't know, I just like doing random things.
Do you think you did it better than Gumayushi? Because that's where the video comes from.
Like with this, we had like 5 minutes of preparation. If I get like 30, I destroy him.
Impressive.
Dance battle.
Impressive. You're going to have to teach me this one. Nuke, thank you so much.
Thank
Best
you
of
very
luck
much.
against Fnatic tomorrow. And that's all for us here on this side of the stage. Sjokz, over to you for PGL.